Hello, in this video we are going to keep adding detail to our terrain, and we'll throw some trees down in this episode. And then it's bugging me here. I just realized that water plane is extending way past the edge of the terrain, so let's go fix that. I'm going to click on the water plane here, and let's grab the scale tool up here at the top left. And what if can I kind of shrink that? That's good. And then let me click on the move tool. Oh, I'm gonna move it. There you go. So that's looking pretty reasonable. All right, now let's go add some trees. So let's click on the terrain here in the hierarchy panel to get back to our terrain stuff over here. And just like we clicked on the paint detail button to add grass, there's a button here for painting trees, and it works almost exactly the same way. Now what we have to do though is define the tree that we want. So let's see, do we have edit tree here? Yep, add tree. So let's go pick a tree, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of trees already supplied in those environment assets. I usually I don't know. I guess I kind of like they're all okay. Let me grab the I don't know. I'll grab one of these guys, broadleaf. Let's just see how it goes. And let's look at some of our options here. Okay, so enable tree colliders. If you want your trees to be solid, you want to leave that checked. Now, there's kind of a performance issue here. If you have millions of trees and they all have colliders, then the game has always got to check, like, if you're hitting those colliders. If what forests can be problematic, like if you just need something to look like a forest but you want the player to actually go into it, you can put a box collider around the entire forest, so then you have one box collider instead of millions of box colliders. But most of the time I'd say you probably want to leave enable tree colliders set. So now let's go into our settings here. Let's kind of turn down the brush size a little bit and maybe turn down the tree density. And now we can actually paint trees right on the terrain. So actually, maybe I'll make my brush just a little bit bigger. You can see actually those trees are pretty enormous. Right, and actually that's probably too much. So maybe I want to pick some different trees. Let's go to edit trees. Let's add another tree and pick that guy. Let's pick the conifer. And now I can pick the conifer, and I can go place the conifers in here. Now, what happens if, oh no, I put in way too many trees? What am I gonna do, right? Well, now if I hold down the shift key and paint, you'll see it'll actually delete out any of the trees that I put in there. So that's how that works. You would kind of want to leave the tree density low, and just kind of be slow and careful and deliberate with how you place your trees. There you go. All right. Now let's just kind of zoom in here and see. Now we've got something that's kind of looking pretty foresty. Now this is obviously, like, the terrain's not super huge, but that's okay because we're not trying to make a level that the player's actually going to play on. We're just trying to learn how to add all this stuff onto the terrain. So it's more important that we just have some terrain to play with rather than trying to mess around with how big the terrain actually is. So there you go. So that's all you have to do to add trees is just go to the tree button, select a tree, and then now you can pick which tree you want and play around with the brush sizes and the tree density, and then you can paint the trees directly on the terrain. And if you want to get rid of the trees, just hold down the shift key and it'll get rid of the trees instead of placing them. All right, so that is looking pretty good. What else do we need? Well, I can see a couple of things we're going to need. We probably want a sky box. We want some sky in here. And we're also going to want the player. We're going to be able to wander around this landscape. So we're going to have to add a first-person character controller in here to, so we can actually wander around. So that'll be what stuff we do in the next videos.